Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Allie Clifton alongside Robert Ory. You did make it back. Big game, James Worthy. He decided to join the starters.
Team player.
Team player.
Anybody who's got 7 rings is a team player.
Facts. You left your other teammate though downtown.
Yeah, he was slowing me down.
He was slowing
me down.
That is not nice.
I don't need anybody to be an anchor, Allie. I'm rising to the top. I got to come down here with you starters and bring you down to my level.
We got you. Jump on our backs. We'll carry you. Just like Luka and Austin Reeves did tonight for the Lakers. Another big win, back-to-back. Nice statement wins, if you would. After a cold, slow start, we talked about it at halftime. Both teams, really. It was tied at 45 apiece. Big game. In the third, the Lakers opened this one up, outscored the Timberwolves by 16 in that quarter alone. You had his 54th 30-point triple-double for Luka, 31, 11, and 11. Austin Reeves, he had 31 as well. They combined for 62. 29 of his 31 coming in the second half. But here's the big picture. Lakers are 6-1 in their last 7. 17 games to go in the regular season. Tonight's win moves them to 4th, just a half a game behind the Rockets for 3rd, as we pay attention to the standings. And they now own the season series. They're done with the Timberwolves for the regular season. So up them 3-0. This is a big win. Yeah,
3-0. It was a big win. Following the big win over the Knicks, where they held the Knicks under 100 points. I thought they were going to hold Minnesota under 100. They got 106, but it was, not important. But, yeah, I thought the cold shooting, both teams. And when that happens, the defense will prevail. And I thought the Lakers collectively, like Austin said, they were on a string. Defense was good. I thought Ayton's play, his activity in the paint in the second quarter as well, and the whole first half really, helped them sustain and stay close. But I just thought this team, they're figuring out how to play defense together and rebound the basketball. So that's good at this time of the year. If they can continue to improve in that area, it'll be pretty tough moving up in the standings.
Rob, would you believe me if I told you that Ant Edwards, who came in averaging 30, had been on a tear, went just 2 of 15 from the field. Not a great night for him. 1 of 10 from deep, 14 points.
I say it's L.A. LA got him. That's one of those things when you have a guy like that that's so explosive. And, sometimes you can be overconfident. I think he is one of the most cocky and confident players in the league. And sometimes you can come in overconfident saying, okay, LeBron's out. Oh, we're going to have it easy. Nobody can guard me. But the thing is, when you play good team defense, like the way the Lakers did, you can shut down anybody. And plus, if you look at this team, it's like, okay, who do you need to really worry about? Ant and Julius. So that is your focus. May anybody else beat you. And you think about the shots he took, you think about the guys who will guard him. These are tough defenders, our age and Smart. Those are probably our 2, outside of Vando, our 2 best defenders. So I think the game plan was nice, and it's a continuation from the Knicks game, because look how they got guarded Bronson and James' breakdown. It was great. And on top of that, though, Allie, I think the way the Lakers handled the Rock, only had, 6, 7 turnovers?
7.
That's the most important thing, because they have a tendency to just throw that ball all over the place, and it was good to see they played control on both ends of the floor.
I'm going to come back to you on this just because you brought up DeAndre Ayton, and I know he's the guy that you've always had your eyes on. He had a double-double at the half. He finished with 14 and 12, but I think his ability to impact in big games like this, match the physicality, match the size. We know exactly what the Lakers look like when he is able to have an effect. I'm coming to you, RH.
Oh, for me, I think, one of the things as certain players on the court, you got to understand how to utilize them. And I keep saying this all year, that DeAndre is an X factor. And the thing about the X factor is those are the type of guys that you have to get them involved early, because mentally, if you don't, they will check out. And I hope it's not the case with him, because sometimes he's involved. And I can tell if he's checked out, because when he's checked out, he's throwing the ball, he fumbles it. When he's not, he catches, he dunks, he does a little spin, turnaround jumper, free throw line, he's engaged, he's shooting 7 for 11 like he did tonight. And that's things that you have to understand. I know sometimes we forget about the bigs because you think the three-point is so important. But bigs are the anchors of teams. They need to hold it down. They need to block shots, because you're going to get blown by. I don't care how good a defensive player you are. The guys in the league are too talented. Sometimes you're going to get blown by. You need to have that guy back there for you. And also, on the pick and roll, if your big is able to get dunks, get buckets, that defender's not going to help as much on that pick and roll. So it's going to make the game easier for you. So they have to learn, they have to use DeAndre Ayton in order to be successful.
He's critical. I think he's critical. You know, he #1 draft pick, Phoenix, Portland, LA. You say what you want to about his career, but when he's involved, it makes a big difference. And I think in the first half they really allowed him to flourish. You know, they got him the ball in the paint. He was successful. They got some lobs over the top after he set some really good picks. They were successful with that, and they kept him involved. So he's key because we need a threat in the paint other than driving downhill and making layups. We need our perimeter players to be able to stay on the perimeter, go into a big, and then go out for a pass. But I thought his aggressiveness was point on tonight.
You also need your stars to be great, especially here down the stretch, given where the Lakers are, where they want to ultimately end up in the Western Conference. So I go to the Laker backcourt. As we mentioned, Austin and Luka combining for 62 tonight. Starting with Luka, it was his 54th 30-point triple-double, which ties Nikola Jokic for second most in NBA history. Wow. He was a plus 20, wow, which is a game high. 31, 11, and 11. Big game.
Yeah, well, he's focused. And, you know, he don't want to get that tech, you know, so he's just playing ball right now. He ain't talking as much. But, yeah, I mean, Luka's amazing, man. And I think what I've seen, the more he's gotten to play with these guys, you know, this is the first time they've all been together, a couple weeks ago. But the more he's getting to get out there and play with different people and understand their tendencies, he's wreaking havoc. He's assisting, he's scoring, and he's creating a vibe out there on the floor that uplifts his team when he's on the floor.
And for me, I just enjoy when he gets everyone involved because you know, it's okay to be a decoy. You know, so many great players are decoys for other people. Drive, kick, you know, think about the guy he plays with, LeBron James, one of the best decoys in basketball. When he drives and so many guys would collapse and he'd kick it and get it to the right position at the right time. And for me, when Luka's doing that, he's engaged and making sure his teammates are eating. This team is so good. You know, you get so many people saying, is this team a playoff contender? When you have Luka, you have LeBron, you have AR, and they're playing as a team and getting everybody on the team involved, they're a very good team because if you look around the league, you know, outside of maybe, you know, the two teams at the top of the West, the Lakers probably, you know, better than everybody else. And so they just have to have the opportunity for the others to step up and have the opportunity to show them what they can do. So this team is a pretty good team, I think.
Do you feel like Austin is finding his stride, returning from that injury, of course? This is now back-to-back games, but tonight 31, like I said, 8 and 7, but the 29 coming in the second half.
But without question, he's finding his stride, and he's getting opportunities. And I think the coaching staff, you know, they're figuring out how to deal with that trio, you know, LeBron, Luka, and Austin. I think all three of them on the floor together might not be best for Austin. But I think the way, you know, LeBron's out right now, but when they start the substitution back up again, they have to realize that this guy needs the ball in his hands, you know, a lot in order for him to be efficient and productive. So I thought tonight's game was just a prime example of AR coming back and getting back to his standard, his normal game.
Yeah, for me, I always talk about, you know, specials, meaning the people who don't get a chance to handle a rock as much as AR. You know, I've been saying this since AR got here. It's like, for me, you know, everybody thinks it's a disadvantage for a guy to come off the bench. You know, I think AR, he could probably be, you know, 6 men if you bring him off the bench because it gives you that 1-2 punch. Sometimes too many chefs in the kitchen can mess up the recipe. And I think down the stretch, when it's the fourth quarter, I would love to have him, LeBron, and Luka in the game to center. But I love it when you got Luka and LeBron, or LeBron and AR and Luka, that combination, because that gives you more of a rhythm of guys can get rhythm, because it's not about, you know, it's a disgrace to come off the bench. It's about giving you more of a rhythm, because when there's three ball dominant guys out there, someone's going to be on his lower end of handling the rock. And so when you got two out there, you got a chance to cook. So I just like it like that, except in the fourth quarter when everybody's out there, and now you got the other team on the heels because you got three guys that are hot right now.
Who's the Spectrum Sportsnet chef? Who's our chef?
The Hall of Famer?
I'm a TV dinner guy,